Hey everyone, so this is a video that I've been wanting to do for a very long time now, ever since I started my channel, which I know was only like a month ago. But this was one of the reasons why I first started YouTube and why I wanted to have, you know, my face on the internet. And so I'm just going to talk about it a little bit. As you can see by the title of this video, I am talking about my disability, which is I wear hearing aids. I have talked about it before on my channel, but only like little bits and pieces. I don't know if you have caught it or like what I've said about it, but I said that I would do a video on it and I kept on putting it off because I didn't really know what to say. But, you know, I decided like I want to start doing videos centered around, you know, my hearing loss and maybe helping people out there who have similar disability to mine, and I feel like I can't just jump into it. I have to have a video explaining everything, so here I am. If you're one of those people that just really don't care about this and you like my other videos, I will still have videos, you know, like my everyday videos, but I just really want to start helping as many people that I can, and I have this great thing that can relate to so many people, but there's not that many people on the internet that talk about it, and I can't find like a YouTuber that talks about it, and I just wanted to be that person for you. I completely understand if you don't want to watch this video, but I feel like it is something that I have to talk about and it's very important. So I'm gonna start from the beginning. When I was born, I had perfect hearing. I was just a normal person. And then something happened when I was about 5.5 years old. I had a really bad cold, and that's where they think that I lost my hearing. Nobody can find the root of the problem of why my hearing is not 100% there. I'm not completely deaf, but I do have severe hearing loss. I remember always turning up the TV to like 100. That's how my parents knew that something was wrong. And when I went to my doctor's appointment, I was terrified. And I remember when I first got these hearing aids, I was terrified. My mom's like, oh, we're just going to put something in your ear that's going to help you hear better. And I was terrified. I thought it was going to hurt. I thought it was going to be the worst experience of my life. And my parents were reassuring me and saying, no, everything's going to be okay. But it's really hard because nobody we knew had gone through the same thing. So I got my first pair of hearing aids. They were the Safaris, and I loved them. They were colorful. I got to pick my molds, and it turned out being like the start of the best thing that I've ever like worn in my life, because for the first time I was able to interact with people. I was able to whisper to people. I was able to fully understand and not feel like such an outcast at such a very young age. I remember before I got my hearing aids, my audiologist said she'd never seen something like it. I would hold people's heads close to me and talk to them. And when people would talk, I would run up to them, sit on their lap, and like pull their head to my ear so I could hear what was going on, because that was my way of coping with it. I didn't think that it was not normal, but now I realized I was just a really weird kid. I had my Safaris, everything was going great, and then I got better hearing aids, and now I have the Oticon Open hearing aids, which are like the newest thing on the market, and I'm so blessed to have these, and I'm just so grateful and so excited to have these hearing aids. I love them to death. If you want me to do like a more in-depth video on them, because I have learned a bunch of tips and tricks that I feel like will really help you if you're deciding about getting these hearing aids or not. Let me know. I can do that. But back to the point, I'm sorry if I am just going all over the place. I just have a bunch of things I want to talk about. I got bullied a lot in elementary school because of it. People would be like, oh, what's that thing in your ear? It's weird. You look like an alien. And I remember like a really common thing that people would do to me would be like, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? What about now? What am I saying? And I know that they were kids and they were curious, but it made me feel awful, and I remember I cried so much every single time that happened, because it just, I felt so awful about myself. My confidence was so low. It was just the most awful feeling in the world, and you hear people getting bullied, but I've never related to anyone else because I didn't know anyone else that wears hearing aids. I still don't know anyone else in my school that wears them. It's just this feeling of being utterly alone and nobody can relate to you, and it was awful and it was scary and it was the worst thing in the world. When I was younger in elementary school, my parents took me to this hearing aid camp in my state, and I absolutely hated it. First of all, I hate camping. I think it's gross. It's just not my thing. And also, I felt like the people there, like I was so judgy of everyone there, and it just made me feel so uncomfortable. So that didn't really work out for me. I remember feeling like if I cannot relate to any of these other kids that have the same issues as me and nobody else is going through the same thing, like, who am I? I'm so utterly alone in this. And I have this weird thing that I do where I will be so upset about something, but then I have like another person on my shoulder saying like, oh, it's no big deal, you're overreacting. And so I go back and forth from feeling super emotional and super upset about something, and then the other person just like, oh, it's not a big deal, you're overreacting. So that's kind of my problem. I don't really remember a specific point in my life where I stopped caring about what other people think. I think it happened somewhere in middle school, but all I can say now is that when people ask me what those things are in my ears, I don't shy away, I don't run away, I don't start crying. I proudly tell them what it is, and honestly I don't even care. So that's where I am at this point, and I can do more videos about confidence with disabilities and stuff like that. It still affects me sometimes. I have a lot of accommodations, and sometimes my teachers just don't want to give them to me because I am a good student, and a lot of times they forget to give me the accommodations because of what a good student I am and how I seem so normal and all this. So yeah, there's a lot of stereotypes around everything and a lot of stereotypes around learning disabilities, and I guess I didn't fit into any of those stereotypes. That's why it's hard for me to get those accommodations sometimes, and even though I do have them now, it's all on me. Like, I feel so anxious about my accommodations. I have an FM system, which basically is a microphone that you give to your teacher, and the sound goes directly to your hearing aids, and I used it in 4th grade, got bullied for it, and then never used it ever again. I'm in high school now, and my classes are hard. They're really lecture based, and I need it. I know I need it, but sometimes I just feel so self-conscious. I feel like everybody will judge me, everybody will look at me, but I know it's all in my head. I know it's stupid. Like, I know I need to use it, and it's all in my head. That's kind of where I was at last year. This year, I'm gonna use it. If I feel like I need my microphone, I'm going to use it because I'm at the point where I don't care anymore. I went to a hearing aid camp out of state last year, and it was the best thing I've ever done, ever. It was all people that were in high school, and I met some of my best friends there that I still talk to every day, and it was just really good. We learned a lot of stuff. We learned how to be independent. We learned how not to care. We learned how to use it to our advantage, and I would love to share some of those tips with you guys if you are interested. Hopefully, I'm helping somebody out there right now. But speaking of helping somebody, I would always look at YouTube videos when I first started watching YouTube as a place to find out more about things that I didn't know, and advice. I really like advice videos on YouTube, and I looked extensively for like hearing aid advice videos, but I couldn't find anything out there. I couldn't find anyone. So that's who I want to be. I want to be your person, and I want to give advice about it and help you, because I have learned a lot of stuff, and I have been bullied. I have been everywhere with this, up and down, and I'm feeling pretty confident about it now. I love my hearing aids. I don't think of it as a disability, even though it is a disability. I just think of it as something that I live with. It is not me. It is not who I am. It is just a part of me, if that makes sense. It's a part of what makes me who I am, but it's not all of who I am. That is basically all I wanted to say in this video. I just wanted to basically let you know, if you see any like weird hearing aid videos up on my channel in the next couple years, I don't know how long I'll be doing YouTube, but if you see them, that's basically why. I'm not a professional. I'm just somebody that wears hearing aids. I've been wearing them for like 10 years now. I have gone through a lot of hearing aids. I have tried a lot of them, and I just want to help you guys out. And if you have any questions at all, leave them down below and I will be sure to get back to you. I love you guys a lot, and make sure to like this video and subscribe. I'll see you next time. Bye.